Hi, my name is Julie Schumann. This is my assignment for reflection on our assignment 2. So my synthesis of learning, it was kind of two-tiered. For one, our major overarching topic was about social learning, which is oftentimes kind of swept underneath the rug when it comes to the rest of the curriculum that teachers have to cram into the day. But our social learning is our deliberate pause of core curriculum to really help build community members out of our students. And I think that, in the frame of mind of the tech world that they're going to be in, it's also not only equipping them with the skills that they need to be good community members in your classroom, but what does that look like for their job world where they're going to be communicating online much more than any of us are currently. And so that was kind of one side of my learning from this project. The other is just having more experience with the Google community. Of course, I'm used to being a passive member of a Google community through this grad program, but being able to create one and invite members was a really eye-opening experience and very exciting to participate in. Even when it came to like putting a little picture on the profile from start to finish, it was a whole different experience than just being a member of a Google community. It was also really neat to see that from start to finish of this project, we're using Google platforms streamlined. We're signing up on a Google Doc, we're emailing each other through Gmail, and then the community itself is through G+. It's almost scary to see how Google's really taken over. Our team members, there's Amber Frederick, and she focused on SEL, social emotional learning. Silas Horton kind of tasked himself to study White Ribbon Week. And then myself, I wanted to look more at the tech side of things and see what components made for a very successful digital citizenship program. I won't take the time to read this whole paragraph. If you want to pause and take a look, you can. I'm just going to kind of synthesize. I asked myself again, what components make a successful digital citizenship program? And with such an objective program, what do you call, subjective program, what's your level of success? Like, how do you know you've achieved? And so after researching a few programs and their impact on the communities that they were in, I really kind of stumbled upon a program called Common Sense, which I just fell in love with. And what made them really successful, in my opinion, were these 3 core components. For one, it was very engaging for the students. They delved into the community that they were working in, got to know the families in the area, got to know the students and the issues they were having online before they built the curriculum. So there was a lot of community buy-in. The parents were really excited, the administration was really excited, and because they got to know the students were excited. And then finally, they had topics that were very relevant to the group of kids that they were teaching. I teach 2nd grade, and so a lot of our digital citizenship is about privacy and safety on the internet. As kids get older and they participate in online communities and even Google Classrooms, it's kind of about what their identity looks like online. How do we make sure that you're presenting the best and most professional version of yourself on the internet in a time in your life when you're very impulsive and you're feeling very cavalier online and you feel safe guarded behind a screen? I'm going to kind of cheat. I have 3 takeaways. I know it's a 2, but I really felt like all of my partners brought something to this project that I could take into my own classroom. First, I just want to say that Amber's research on SEL was so compelling that I actually decided, I was thinking to myself that I needed to skip a morning meeting so I could focus on a math test and get that math test done. But Amber's point that we need to emphasize SEL as a curriculum that is as valid as math or reading or any other topics that we put so much emphasis on really convinced me to, hey, you know what? Morning meeting is important. The math test can wait. We can make it. Though Silas wasn't able to complete the project, he brought up White Ribbon Week, which I didn't know existed. So as the tech task force representative for my school, I actually approached our library media specialist and asked her if we can organize one ourselves. And then finally, like I mentioned, through my research, I found a really compelling program called Common Sense, and I invite you guys to do some research on Common Sense yourself. And I think that it's one, again, as my tech task force representative, I think our school could really benefit from.